Tesla stock has seen its fair share of ups and downs throughout the years. But one thing is for sure, it's been one heck of a ride. From the brink of bankruptcy to becoming the world's most valuable automaker, Tesla's journey has been nothing short of spectacular. And at the heart of it all, we have the brilliant mind of Elon Musk. But what many people don't know is that it was his personal financial state that almost went bankrupt before Tesla made it big. It's a story of resilience, determination, and some pretty wild business moves. So let's dive in and see how Elon Musk almost went bankrupt before Tesla took off. The year is 2008, and the economy is in the toilet. The housing market has just collapsed, and the entire world is bracing for impact. The automotive industry is in trouble, and many companies are on the verge of bankruptcy. One of them is Tesla, an electric car company that is yet to turn a profit. Now, you might be thinking, what does this have to do with Elon Musk's personal finances? Buckle up because things are about to get interesting. See, Elon Musk was the CEO and product architect of Tesla, but he wasn't exactly swimming in cash. In fact, he was pretty much flat broke. But he did have something that was worth quite a bit of money: his house. And when I say house, I mean houses. At the time, Elon owned 2 houses, one in the Bay Area and another in Los Angeles. And he had plans to sell both of them and use the proceeds to fund Tesla's operations. That's right. He was planning to sell his homes to save his company from bankruptcy. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. But there was a problem. Elon needed to sell his houses fast, and he needed to get top dollar for them. That meant he had to make them look like the palaces of Versailles or something. Oh wait, they already did. See, Elon wasn't just any ordinary tech billionaire. He was an eco-friendly, futuristic living, sustainable transportation enthusiast. Both of his houses reflected his unique taste and style. His Bay Area home was located in the exclusive neighborhood of Bel Air, and it boasted 7 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and over 5,000 square feet of living space. The house was designed by renowned architect Paul McLean, and it featured stunning views of the San Francisco Bay. But Elon wasn't just living in a house. He was living in a testament to sustainable design. The home featured solar panels that generated electricity, a rainwater harvesting system, and a geothermal heating and cooling system. Plus, it was built with recycled materials, and it had low VOC paints and adhesives. This wasn't just a mansion, it was a green mansion. But Elon's LA home was a different kind of beast altogether. Located in the trendy neighborhood of Brentwood, this house was a mid-century modern masterpiece. Designed by architect John Lautner, the home featured 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and over 4,000 square feet of living space. The house was a true icon of 1960s design, and it had been featured in several movies and TV shows. But Elon wasn't just living in a retro paradise. He was living in a technological wonderland. The home featured state-of-the-art electronics, including a whole-house audio system, a movie theater, and a game room with a virtual reality simulator. It was like living in a sci-fi movie. These homes were more than just places to live. They were showcases of Elon's passion for sustainability and technology. But they were also money pits. Maintaining these homes was no easy task. And with the economy in the toilet, Elon couldn't afford to keep them up. It was time to sell. So in 2008, Elon listed both of his houses for sale. He priced them to sell, and he hoped that he could generate enough cash to save Tesla from bankruptcy. But the market had other plans. Potential buyers were scarce, and Elon's houses sat on the market with little interest. Time was ticking, and Tesla's fate hung in the balance. Elon needed to make a decision. Should he lower the price of his houses and take a loss, or should he hold on to them and hope for a miracle? Just when Elon thought things couldn't get any worse, he got an offer for his Bay Area house. But it wasn't the kind of offer he was expecting. The buyer wanted to tear down the house and replace it with a bigger, better house. And Elon was faced with a tough choice. Should he accept the offer and take a loss, or should he fight to keep his eco-friendly palace intact? In the end, Elon decided to go for it, accepted the offer for his Bay Area house, and he started to pack up his things. But he wasn't giving up on his LA home just yet. He still had hope that he could find a buyer who shared his passion for mid-century modern design and technology. But as the weeks went by, it became clear that this was a long shot. The economy was still in free fall, and buyers were hard to come by. Elon had to make a decision. Should he lower the price of his LA home, or should he just cut his losses and walk away? As the pressure mounted, Elon found himself in a financial tailspin, was losing money on his house, and Tesla was bleeding cash. He needed a miracle, and fast. Then in a moment of inspiration, Elon decided to list his LA home for rent. He set the price high, but he was open to negotiation. And then the phone started ringing. Potential renters were intrigued by the home's unique features, and they started to inquire. Elon was hesitant at first, but he knew that he needed to try anything to make some cash. He started to negotiate with the potential renters, and he eventually struck a deal. The renter agreed to pay Elon a hefty monthly sum, and Elon was able to use the income to keep Tesla afloat. But it wasn't enough. Elon still needed to find a way to make some serious cash, and that's when he had a brainwave. Why not showcase his unique houses on a website called Airbnb? It was a new concept at the time, but Elon was willing to give it a try. He listed his LA home on Airbnb, and he set the price at a luxurious level, but he also threw in some perks, like access to his virtual reality game room and his state-of-the-art electronics. And then the bookings started pouring in. People were fascinated by the chance to stay in a real-life sci-fi movie set, and Elon was able to use the income to boost Tesla's cash flow. It was a risky move, but it paid off. The publicity from the Airbnb listing also helped to promote Tesla and Elon's personal brand. Before he knew it, he was back on solid financial ground. Tesla was no longer on the brink of bankruptcy, and Elon was back in the black. Now you might be wondering what happened to the houses. Did Elon eventually sell them, or did he find a way to integrate them into his new lifestyle? Well, here's the thing. Elon never actually sold either of his houses. He kept them both, and he continued to rent them out through Airbnb and other channels. But he also made some changes. He downsized his personal living space, and he moved into a small house on the Tesla grounds in Palo Alto. It was a modest abode, but it was perfect for Elon. He didn't need all the luxuries of his former homes, because he was focused on his work. Tesla was growing rapidly, and Elon was dedicated to making it a success. Plus, he had a new vision for his houses. He wanted to use them as venues for events and gatherings related to Tesla and his other companies. He also wanted to make them available to employees and customers who were visiting from out of town. And that's exactly what he did. Over the years, Elon's houses have hosted all kinds of events, from product launches to private parties. They've even also served as temporary homes for Tesla employees and customers who needed a place to stay while they visited the company. And even though Elon has moved on to bigger and better things, he hasn't forgotten about his houses. He still owns them, and he still uses them to promote his companies and support his employees. So there you have it, the crazy story of how Elon Musk almost went bankrupt before Tesla took off. From selling his houses to renting them out on Airbnb, he did whatever it took to keep his company afloat. And in the end, he not only saved Tesla, but he also created a unique living situation for himself that reflects his passion for simplicity and innovation. What do you think? Would you ever list your house on Airbnb? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content like this. Thanks for watching.